Hey everybody, Chris here from Tiny Home Tours. Today's video features Sean and his two young daughters. What I really liked about their build is the modular design they went with, as well as how they came together as a team to design the camper van. Also, I want to take this time to thank today's sponsor of the video, which is Skillshare. For those that don't know, Skillshare is an online learning platform with thousands of courses. The courses that I enjoy and I personally take are the creative courses as well as the entrepreneurial courses. For example, I recently finished Jason Gamby's course on Amazon FBA, which I used to get my tiny home coloring book from concept to print. And more recently, I started flipping items on eBay. So that's where Brennan Parsons' course comes in. Basically, it's the beginner lessons on how to succeed in eBay as a platform. Being that Skillshare is sponsoring today's video, there will be a link down in the description. When you click that link, you'll be able to get 2 months of Skillshare for free. The reason why I go with Skillshare over other online courses is because you're able to pay less than $10 per month and have access to multiple different courses. So, for example, I went from Amazon FBA to eBay selling, and it's, you know, being on the road, living on the road full time, just trying to find as many sources of income as possible, and I'm able to go to Skillshare, learn, and then implement what I've learned on multiple platforms. Like I said, there'll be a link down below. I appreciate Skillshare for sponsoring this video. Also, I appreciate all of you for watching and commenting and giving feedback. I really value that feedback, and I do pay attention to it, so I appreciate all of you who comment, and we will catch you next week.
I got divorced, I wanted to find something that was taking a negative situation and making it a positive that we could all do something together. So it kind of was a seed of an idea early on, and then that was the catalyst of like, yeah, let's go do this thing and design it together and create something, the three of us. We kind of came around to the idea of it being a Sprinter, and this was just a cargo van at the time, sitting on the lot.
My dad didn't really think we were gonna get it. He was like, oh, this was just a crazy idea. And I was like, hey Dad, if we get this, can we name it Muha? And he was like, where'd that come from? I'm like, I don't know. And he was like, sure, we're not gonna get it, so you can name it whatever you want.
In my head, I'm thinking I can kind of Jedi mind trick them into getting the exact van that I want by the time we design it out. So in my head, it was gonna be very dark, very woodsy, very cabin-like, very masculine, and very early on, Paige started doing these videos. She's just like, I really want a yellow fridge, we're gonna have a yellow fridge. And then she's on Instagram saying, if you think that I should have a yellow fridge, then do hashtag Team Yellow Fridge.
I'm hoping to get enough Team Yellow fridges that my dad will actually give into it.
I don't give into peer pressure.
They will be popular, because once everyone sees this, and this video goes viral, yellow fridges will roam the earth, okay?
So it all really started with this crazy yellow fridge, which I just truly did not see the vision of at all. And then that's when we're going to ADF Sprinters, who did all the build. And then sure enough, Jeremiah from ADF turns around and says, oh, by the way, if we change to this model, the isotherm, then we can put a piece of laminate in there and it can be any color you want. It was a humbling and amazing moment. And I knew then that the design of what these guys had in mind was gonna be truly something unique, and really was us creating something, the three of us. Hi, I'm Sean.
I'm Paige.
I'm Quinn, and this is my dog, Lewis.
And this is our adventure van, Muha! Okay, so this is our Sprinter. It's a 144 Sprinter. We bought it as a cargo van, and we had all of the fabrications done by ADF Sprinters in San Fernando, California. And then also up front, we've got our light bar. And what's been amazing with this, what I've found, is that thing lights up everything, and it's a lot of fun to have. We have 170 watts of ZAMP solar, and so it's enough for us. We also inside have a lithium-ion chargeable battery, so our solar setup is enough that our refrigerator can constantly be on. There's enough power for that. But the solar is fine for our refrigerator, all the lights, everything in there to run. We do turn the van on when we use the microwave, and if we use the AC that's in the back as well. And since we have a 4-wheel drive vehicle, we wanted to upgrade and get all-terrain tires. and method rims that we had at Global Motorsports in Los Angeles. Another thing that we did out here is ADF custom fabricated these runners. We actually did them on both sides of the van, and as convenient as they are for stepping up and getting into the van, and we also have these here so that ice can go through them. Also on the outside of the van, you can see here we have our awning. Obviously it's going with our teal theme that the girls picked out early on. This is Carefree of Colorado, and it just goes in. We did it, do it with a hand crank, easy in, easy out. And it comes out from our custom roof rack that ADF also designed for us. So it's all custom up there. And they had to do a lot of working around our solar, and we've got the sunroofs up there. It's kind of our favorite place to sleep, and definitely the place for the girls to hang out. In the back here, we've got another step back here, which is like something we added afterwards and is like truly one of the most used aspects of the van. And then we also have scene lights all the way around. So we can light from the back, from the side. And then also back here, we do have our shore power, so we can just plug in when we have power. And on this side, ADF also custom fabricated our ladder system that goes up to the roof rack. More scene lights up on the top there. These are the C.R. Lawrence windows that we had ADF install. They open up, they vent, and they vent up so that when there's rain, it doesn't get in. And then we also put in these 10 by 36 hair windows on the side. These are up right by the bed. So you'll see when we use the fan, they perfectly draw the air straight across our heads through the fan when we have them out. Welcome to the inside of Muha. We have it right now configured in kind of our camping mode. So we swivel the seats around, put our table in, and this becomes kind of our kitchen lounge area. We obviously lose a lot of space because we have the forward-facing seats, which I find to be imperative for travel with kids. But we also keep our build very modular as well, which you'll see in a bit. All right, then we have our sink, which goes in right here. It's a little extra counter space, so we're not using it. We have microwave, refrigerator, all of our components for our lights and for our heater are down here. Usually when ADF does the build out, they like to keep them up and kind of aesthetically out of the way. But since this is for me and the girls, and we were building the girls, I wanted everything to be able to be at their level so that they knew how to run all the systems and operate everything like that.
Another thing I really love is how we can take down the beds and convert it into like party bus modes and put seats down here. It's really fun for like birthday parties and stuff. A lot of my friends like love it, and it's just a fun way to like chill out and like kind of have more space and add on to the house in a way.
My favorite feature of Muha is the rainbow lights. They're color changing, and you can do any color that you want for any mood you're in. I saw this building that had purple and pink lights all around it. I'm like, Dad, can we have that in our van once we build it out? And he was like, yeah, sure, whatever you want. And then here we are with our amazing color changing lights.
And these are our window covers that out of this creative experience that we have with the girls, we ended up doing window covers. And the genesis of this is when we were building out our van, it was like you could find black or gray, and that was kind of it. And the girls were like, where's the fun and where's the bohemian coolness? So these are fully insulated, blackout, and they secure with rare earth magnets. So they're super easy to put on, and they go right on up. And we can do these in our cool bohemian designs, and also they're available basically in any color, any design that we want. We can custom fabricate them. We also have our beds here, and the beds are on cleated frames, so these all pull out really easily. These are this airplane aluminum that ADF powder coated to be the teal color that the girls wanted with the build. We've got extra cabinetry back here. When we cook with the door open, we just pull this guy up. So I go in here, pull up. We pull our stove from back here. We just pull our camp stove out, put it right here, and cook in the outdoors. And then for storage, the first thing we did is we added L-track throughout the entire van. ADF actually stabilized up here, so we're able to hang a hammock off of here. This is going to pull our whole weight. So we utilize this for a lot of our storage space to get things up off the ground. And then we've got cabinetry all around. This is up the area here where we usually keep a lot of our window covers when we're not using them, when we're driving. So it's kind of like the junk drawer that I'm not going to expose you to right now. So when we park, we swivel the seats, and we put our dining table up here. So the L-track system that we have running throughout just really was something that we put in to keep things very modular and usable. And they're really, really easy. So you just pop things off of these tracks. And so if we're using things at night for bed, we can go up here and even put little bags with our toiletries back here so things aren't getting lost. We can keep our headlamps back there. The thought is get as many things off the floor as you possibly can. Utilize this space up here. So obviously the cabinetry, when it's in, takes up a lot of physical space. This does not. So we can store a lot of things. The reason we did it this way is because if we put enough of these things in here, we can then just put rope back and forth and create our own little soft storage area, but we're not confined into it taking up a bunch of space. The microwave we do run, that is always turning the engine on where we're using it. This is by Zamp Solar. We love Zamp. And this is always telling us how many volts that we have. So we're a little low now. If we go down to 11, we know it's time to turn on the vehicle, and it charges things up in about 30 minutes. But right now we've got like enough charge to run everything. Okay, so the beds are on 3 separate frames. They unlock and all pull out, and they're memory foam mattresses that ADF did all the upholstery on, and they're just Velcro down to the frames. So I almost never take the mattresses off the frames. We just kind of keep them Velcro down and then take the frames out when we take the beds out. So more of the modular setup that we have, okay, so we showed where the stove goes in over here, all right. We have cabinetry in here, which is where the utensils and plates all go. This becomes more storage of our pantry area down in here. And this becomes the area where we keep our, oil and kind of the, cables and things like that. So we lose space by being modular like this. Obviously, I'm not standing right here, but I'm also not totally cramped down. So there's enough space down here that we can put in mountain bikes, skis, kind of everything. So it still keeps it accessible for us. We're still able to access this area. Obviously, when the beds are out, it's really easy to stand up back here. And then another area that we put our L-track is just throwing things like cables, helmets, everything out of the way. So Paige is a big climber. So a lot of the times we'll be out, like we're gonna head out to Red Rock Canyon and climb with Paige and her climbing buddies, in a couple weeks. And so that's the main thing that we're doing when we're camping. But also when the girls want to just throw like mountain bikes and stuff like that, we throw the bikes in here. And when we ski, all the skis go in here, and we each have a spot where all of our helmets and goggles just go right here, so it's really easy to access. This is our S-bar heater system. So when we hook up the S-bar, this is running through the diesel. It's just heating up the diesel. And so we just start it right here with the control. This heats it right here. We place this down here for the best air circulation. And then when it's heating underneath the bed. So even in freezing cold, our bed is nice and toasty warm. Here's our toilet. This is a Thetford Curve porta potty, and we absolutely love this thing. If we're doing road trips, there's no public restrooms. There's no worrying about that. There's also that extra added sense of security. Like if we're sleeping here at night, especially if we're stealth camping, right? We're not leaving the van, not having to go find it. You got a space right here. So it's literally just down on the L-track. And I can just like screw these off and pop the entire toilet out and clean it everywhere around it. We chose this floor because it is super, super easy to keep clean. There's no lines, there's no really spot for there to be a lot of dirt, etc. stuck in it. And we love the clean look of it. And it's also a really light component. So all the components that we have in here are really light. We don't have a lot of this is obviously real wood, but most of the things that, keep things light because these vans get heavy quickly. So when ADF did our build, they put all the components and fuses underneath the passenger seat. So they all run down here. They're all labeled, very easy to get to. So when fuses blow, it's a very easy thing to pop them out. And these go in here, and then because they heat up, we have like two little fans that run pretty much all the time. They just run off the solar. We have a fantastic fan. The fantastic fan is put in right above the windows on the side. So as we're sleeping here, it draws the air up and out. And we just turn it on here, and you can either pull the hot air out, or you can pull the cool air in. So ADF installed 30-gallon tanks outside the van underneath. So we access that for our water inside, and then also for the shower. So the shower, we just have a basic shower head here. It simply goes in right down here into the water tank. So obviously with having the shower on the outside of the van, it's more about just after we're utilizing it for biking, hiking, beach type of stuff, it's just keeping all the sand and dirt outside the vehicle. It happened very organically. From the very beginning when we were designing it out, the girls, talked about how much, this was really an aesthetic and a feel thing at first. There were only like black or gray options for window covers, and they just wanted to have color and expression and really express themselves through so much of the van build. And so it really became that. A lot of people through Instagram were just like, where did you get these window covers? And so many times we were just like, it really became organic, where people had a real need for something that was creative and different. And it was also such a great way for the girls to be involved in something like that. The girls wanted to have plastic alternatives, so we have reusable metal straws.
2 straight, 2 bent, and a straw cleaner. And on the back it says, somewhere in an ocean, maybe not that far away, a happy sea turtle without a plastic straw stuck up its nose says thank you. And they're like reusable and metallic and unicorn approved.
And we have serape and satillo blankets, and we've got gorgeous Moroccan silk pillows, and it's really turned into kind of like a nice lifestyle brand for us, and a really fun thing for the 3 of us to do. It truly changed everything into a little bit of an adventure. We used to fly everywhere, and now we pile in Muha. We don't worry about plane tickets, we don't worry about schedules. Like we go as far as we go, and then we stop and sleep. We, over the summer, did Open Roads Fest, where we were sponsors with our little company, Muha Creatives, and talking about all of our stuff there. And so we did an awesome road trip there. As a result of us doing this, we've met so many different families that are doing van build outs. We've met really good friends through it as well. And then just having a different way of viewing life. And I think the girls knowing that their ideas matter, and that their creativity matters, and that you can take something that just is like a crazy idea or a senseless idea, and it turns into the most meaningful thing years later. Okay, sit, 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 sit. Okay, thank you.
My name is Sean.
Hello, my name is Quinn.
My name is Sean.
I'm always in control of my emotions and very even-keeled and very stable.
What did you think about it?
I think it's really. Can you say the question one more time?
What did you think of the van when you first saw it? This one.
Highlight of the van.
You don't want a yellow fridge, do you?
Okay.